Okay, y'all, I'm going to show you how I make homemade butter and buttermilk that I was talking about in a previous video. And it's really easy, really simple, and the taste is amazing and fresh. And so I'm going to get this stuff together and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Okay, y'all, so I'm going to need, I'm using my KitchenAid mixer. You can use a hand mixer if you want. It'll take a little bit longer and you'll have to stay right there on top of it. You could also do it by hand, but it will take even longer. So I'm going to use the KitchenAid. It'll be a little bit faster and easier. So I've got my bowl, and just going to put my bowl in. Just going to use the bowl, and then I'm going to need some sort of splash guard, and I'm going to use the whisk. But the easiest thing for $1.60, like I said, regular butter at supermarkets like $4 or $5 around here. This is $1.60, and not only do I get butter, but I also get buttermilk. So yeah. Okay, guys. So I've got it all set up. I've got my whisk attachment on, and I've got my splash guard. And I've made sure that this was locked into place, so that's not going anywhere. And pardon the noise, I am dehydrating some things over here. I've got some orange peel dehydrating to chop up and use for baking, because I made fruit salad this morning for breakfast. So here we go. But I'm just going to dump this whole thing. It's heavy whipping cream. Like I said, it was $1.60. Let's just dump that whole thing in. Okay. And then over here, I'm just going to turn it on, set it there to stir, give it a second, make sure everything is working, and then turn it up to where it starts beating. And if you can hear me, I will show you here in a minute what it looks like. Okay, y'all, it's whipping it up, and now we're just waiting for it to separate. So once it separates, you'll be able to tell, because it'll get very sloshy in there. That's why we have the splash guard on. But we'll come back after it's separated and we'll show you what we do next. Okay, y'all, it's getting ready to separate. It's almost like a very thick icing right now. But it'll just keep going, and then it'll separate into butter and buttermilk. Okay, y'all, it has finished. Move that. Can you see how it's separated? The butter's sort of clinging to the beater, and the buttermilk is down there. So there we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take off the beater, and scrape the butter into a bowl. And I'm going to get all the little butter particles out of the buttermilk, and we'll pour the buttermilk in my buttermilk jar. And then we'll come back and I'll show you what we're doing next. Okay, so I have my buttermilk here, and this stuff is really, really good for biscuits or anything you need regular buttermilk for. I will tell you, it does not taste like the store-bought. It doesn't have that sour tartness. If you wanted that, you could put a little bit of vinegar in there with it, but I use it as it is because it's just really good. It's natural. It's, you know, like I said, really good with biscuits. I've made it and used it in other pastries and breads and stuff, but yeah, so you could do that. And here is our, I'll call it a butter crumble. because it's our butter pieces that I've scraped off the whisk. And now what we're going to do to this is we're going to rinse it with really cold water. If you have filtered water, that would be really good. Probably not good to do like sink water. I don't know. But I'm going to use filtered water. And as it's rinsing, I'm going to clump it together in a ball form and squeeze out any excess buttermilk that may be in there. Okay, so I've rinsed it until the water coming out of it runs clear. And I've shaped it into this form because I'm going to put it in my butter jar, and then it will be all done. Okay, so there you have it. It's all done. Got the butter in the jar. It's my butter jar. And the homemade buttermilk. I'm going to put these in the fridge, letting this one harden up a little bit and cool them down. And that's it. For $1.60, I have a jar of fresh homemade butter and about, I don't know, maybe a cup and a half of homemade buttermilk. So really quick and easy. All together maybe 10 minutes, if even that. So yeah, see you in the next one.